Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Jabbari Hazell walks in to a store or walks in somewhere, anywhere, takes what he wants, and he leaves. No payment, no thank you, no I'll be right back, nothing. Not a care in the world. But it's natural. It's why he came in to the earth, is why he presented in Barbados. Now, who is his mother? Who is his father? What were their thoughts when they decided to duplicate themselves and bring Jabbari Hazell into the world? Is he here to prop up the elite, to prop up Maloney, to prop up people who are rich, to make them richer? Why are you bringing your children into the world to become minimum wage general workers? Is that the reason that you are bringing children into the world? You're saying, okay, I'm going to have a child because I want Mark Maloney to get richer. Oh, I want them to buy Rihanna's perfumes or her records and make her get richer. What's the reason? What is the reason that you are duplicating yourselves? And then when something like what Jabbari does happen, you say, oh, he's a thief. He's a thief. His hands are light. He is light-handed. Is that what you do? After you introduce someone into the world with no thought, no forethought, then you look at them and place a title or place them in some sort of category, and then you want to incarcerate them at the hotel there in St. Philip. That's what you do? Is that what you do? Now, I'm going to say that when you put Chad behind bars, you need to put his mom and his dad in a cell next to him. That's what I'm going to say. You need to find out who his mother and who his father is. How much money did they have in savings to make sure that he was fully educated, fully looked after, fully traveled, fully socialized, externally, internally? What did they have to offer Chad when he came in? When they duplicated themselves, what did they have to offer themselves? It's a prototype of themselves. What did they have to offer themselves when they did what they did? And then when he turns around, because if you go on Google and you put in Chad's name, he comes up. It's not his first rodeo. It's not his first rodeo. Okay, so where are we going to go with all of these people who are being brought into the world with parents, or for parents who are not thinking like, what's going to happen to this child? How are we going to take care of this child? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? You bring your children into the world to prop up Maloney's and the Rothschilds and whoever else, the elites that run the world. So how is it any different from back in chattel slavery? How is what you're doing now any different from back in the day, 400, 500 years ago? How is it any different? Riddle me that. Riddle me that. How is it any different what you're doing now from back then? So because you don't like to look at your history, you don't like to talk about it, do you? That's why you keep repeating it. You're going to keep repeating all of what you did back in the day, in the barns and wherever they had you doing it. You're going to keep repeating that because you don't like to study it. Oh, I don't study that. Study that. Oh, it doesn't exist now. There's no slavery now. When it's more pronounced now than ever before. Why? Because you don't study it. Oh, I'm not study that. This is the 21st century. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you're going to keep on not studying your past. You keep repeating it, and then you romance it to make it sound a little bit better. Oh, the kids meet up with bad crowd, and that's why they do the things they do, because it's a bad crowd. But if you have a child in a bad neighborhood with bad crowds, what do you expect? What do you expect? You know, you cannot expect a dunce tree to produce mangoes. You can't. You cannot. Okay? So you need to work on yourselves. Well, he is going off for 3 months. Chad, Jabbari, Hazell is going off for the nation spell his name with 1 L. It's 2 L's, okay? He's going off for 3 months to your hotel, St. Philip. And when he gets out, Chad is going to be the same way. Chad is going to be the same Chad. It's going to take more than 3 months to change his mind. It's going to take much more than 3 months, okay? So he's going to be the same Chad Hazell. He's going to keep on doing what he's doing until forever, until a light bulb goes off in his head and he realizes, okay, I am a product of my mom, my dad, and the neighborhood, the environment I found myself in when I came into this world. I am a product of that. He has to start really thinking about himself and what he does and how he cannot stop doing it. And then he has to have urges to stop doing it, to stay away from certain situations, to maybe go and learn a skill, to do something else. He has to want it so bad. He can taste it in the back of his throat. You have to want to change. It's hard. Well, it's probably impossible to change your DNA and the genetics and everything else. It's probably impossible, but you can cope. You can do enough to cope, to make it livable. You can make it livable. Okay, Chad? This is Sherry Veronica.